Hey everybody, Spellman here with our next number in our series on where to start, and today we have 84. So let's just jump right into it and take a look. So 60 leaves 24, so good double. We'll come back to that 20. Keep coming around 30. We're going to pass on that one. Let's see. Keep coming around, 36, another decent double for a lot of players. Keep coming around. All right, so the 20 and the 16 are really the only numbers we're looking at. However, and while I don't think I have it marked on my board here, let's jump to the next page. I don't. The bull is a potential option. Uh, it can depend on where your opponent's at. Maybe they're on a finish. Maybe they're not on a finish. Maybe your opponent it's a deciding leg. Your opponent's on 40, and instead of you say going for the 20, and being like, okay, well, I hit a single or I missed or whatever it is, and now I have to go either 14 for the bull or something like that. Like, you have to hit a triple. If you don't, then you're going to be shooting the bull. Well, you might say to yourself, well, if I'm going to potentially shoot the bull anyway, why wouldn't I just start there? Because if you hit the 50, you leave 34, which is at least an outside ring double. And if you hit the single, well, you have 59, which means I can just go 19 for tops. I have seen many players do this. I'm pretty sure I've seen David Cameron do this multiple times against me. So, and theoretically, you could do this against on 81, 82, 83. Well, we already talked about how I'm going bull on 82, but you can do this on 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. Any of these numbers. You could go bull to give yourself a guaranteed outside ring double. But for players that are still learning their finishes and things like that, probably not where we want to go just yet, which is why I don't have it on the chart. Instead, we have the 20s and the 16s. So let's start on the 20s and figure out, is one better than the other? Starting with the misses. Miss left, 79, triple 19, double 11. Because you have two darts in hand, you could also go triple 13 for tops. 69, well, triple 19 for 12, but my preference, if I have 69 left, is the triple 15 to leave 24, just so that extra breakdown. If we miss right, we have 83. That was the number we just talked about 2 days ago. So, or maybe a couple days, depending on if this is a Monday or not, or a Wednesday or something. But anyway, triple 17 to leave double 16. Nice and easy. If you have 81, well, we've also seen that number multiple times. So triple 19 or triple 15, depending on your preference. If you hit the triple, 24, cool, double 12. If you hit the single, 64, okay, again, now is your opponent on a finish? If so, 14 for the bull or triple 14 for double 11. If your opponent is not on a finish, then you can do whatever you want. I mean, I've seen some people stay on the 20. I wouldn't recommend that to leave 4. But if you have 64, trip 8, trip 16 wire to leave either 16 or 40. But anyway, all right, let's move on down here. So 76, you've got 76. You can either stay here for the 48 to leave 28. You could switch up to the 60 to leave double 8. Maybe depending on where that dart landed. And if you're like sitting over here and kind of blocking this target, maybe you don't want to go for the 60. And in that case, you either go for the triple 16 for the double 14, or if you are a more advanced player, you could always go double 18, double 20, or vice versa. The 60, nice and easy, 20 for tops. 68, we've talked about this one before. You can either go for, or well, actually, sorry, we're talking about the misses, so let's skip that. 77, trip 19 for the double 10. Nice and easy. 45 for the 32 because you have two darts in hand. If you want to go that way, I won't fight you on it, but you're making your next couple darts more difficult if you do that. 63, you can go 51 to leave 12. In my preference, triple 13 to leave double 12. So you can clean that up. It's not going to be too much different. This is a little bit more favorable right here, the 60 and the 63, because you don't have this 83, 81, 79. So this right here, this section right here is a little bit more favorable to a miss. But anyway, if you hit the triple 16, you got 36. Nice and easy. You hit the single, like I said, you have 68. So opponent on a finish, 18 bull, trip 18, double 7. Or if you shoot a little bit high on that 18, maybe you catch the double. You got double 16 instead. Otherwise, with 68, you could just stay here. You could stay right here, go for the 48 and hit and leave double 10. You could also go triple 16 to leave, triple 12 to leave double 16. There's a bunch of options. Triple 20 to leave double 4. Whatever your preference is. But I think in a lot of cases, this might be a slightly safer shot for a lot of players. For me, I'm still going for the 20. Like I said, I've been shooting the 24 a little bit better than the double 18 lately. So, uh, and I like the breakdown of the 24 better, 24 to 12 to 6 and so on. So, all right. Well, the next time you're on 84, if you want to play, I don't know if I would call it conservative or aggressive or whatever it is. You could use the bull, as we discussed, but in general, make a decision on the 20 and 16, stick with it, and then you never have to think about it again. You just always know what you shoot when you have 84. Hey everybody, down here in the corner, trying not to block any of my sponsors out, but if you found this video helpful and would like to support my ability to continue making them, check out my link tree where I have all the links to my coaching resources, my sponsors, as well as my public sponsorship on Patreon, where I include all of you in my creative process in new darts, new jerseys, answer all your questions. You kind of help shape what the next series is going to be. And of course, our monthly raffles, where I've given away a paid trip to London for the PDC World Championships, as well as New York City for the US Masters. So you can find the link at the top of the screen. You can also find it at the top of my Facebook page. I appreciate all of your support.